So Harry came on his own, and Leonora was told that her mentor's boss was coming to see her.
Right.
And actually it was Prince Harry. There was lots of screaming from the girls, as you can imagine.
But they weren't ready.
They weren't ready. They hadn't done their eyebrows.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But how lovely to have them visit. And can I just say, I don't think I've seen better headwear today. Incredible. You both look fantastic. Enjoy the day representing Nottingham Academy, but enjoy it for yourselves as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Now, yesterday evening, we were all rather captivated. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself.
Oh, no, you're not.
By Nacho Figueres, who works a lot with Harry, with his charity, Sent to Bali, and also is a top drawer. If you know anything about polo, I don't, but if you do, you will know that Nacho is the very best of the best. He also happens to be a Ralph Lauren model in his spare time.
He made quite the impression in the studio yesterday.
Yes, he did. And there he is with Mrs. Figueres. They have 4 children, and they are what she looks absolutely ravishing in that turquoise gown and beautiful sort of boater style hat, I think. And there's St George's Chapel.
All a little taken back by Nacho yesterday, weren't we?
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to get myself into trouble. Now, as soon as their engagement was announced in November last year, Prince Harry and Meghan made a concerted effort to head out and around the UK to meet the people. First off, they went to Nottingham, you might remember that, and then their second official visit as a couple was to Represent Radio, which is a station in Brixton in South London, where they were lucky enough to meet Munya Chawawa and Henrietta Bushuwe, and they join us now. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
You look gorgeous, first of all.
Oh, thank you
for coming.
So guys, what was it like when they came down? Tell us about it.
I think the undercurrent of the visit, at first when it was announced, I think it was a case of, wait, they're coming to Brixton to a grime radio station. It was shock, everyone was shocked, but actually, almost immediately as they arrived, I think the very kind of inclusive feel of Represent hit them. And that's what we're all about.
So Harry didn't have any connections with the radio station before in any way?
I think he might have done a set back in 19, maybe. But I think, when they came, they really started to explore because, Meghan had done her research. She knew a little bit about us. And they started to explore all the work we've done with schools, tackling mental health.
Well, I think this sends a huge message, the fact that they chose you guys as their second official visit. And then the first visit was to the Terence Higgins Trust, the HIV centre up in Nottingham.
Henrietta, what was it like to meet them? What were they like?
They were so lovely. It was almost like just like meeting like an old friend. They kind of like very personable people. They were very, very, very lovely. And on top of that, again, Meghan knew everything about us without us even having to say, which was amazing. Like she came up with facts, like we train 400 people every single year. She knew that without us even having to say. And for her to do that, it just shows that she really cares about young people and about the work that we do at Represent, which is very important.
That's so interesting to hear, because people, in your business, and you will meet a lot of people, in our business we do too, and you can so easily tell the difference between somebody who's sort of professionally nice and moving on and somebody who seems to be engaged.
100%.
Manya, you felt they knew what you were about and they were genuinely interested.
Absolutely. First time I spoke to Prince Harry, kind of cocked his ear, ready to listen to what we had to say. And he was really inquisitive because I think initially he thought it was a radio station, and then, as I said, all of the stuff we've been doing in schools to do with mental health, that kind of immediately took his attention. When you look at the backdrop of charity work that they've both done, I think actually he saw that, Represent as the reason it was picked is because it's much more than a radio station, and it spreads out into so many tangents.
I have to say, when we see Joss Stone, we're speaking about music, usually Joss Stone has her hair flowing, she's got bare feet, and she's kind of wearing something that's like a very cool kaftan. Well, not today. Joss Stone has really made quite a considerable effort. She's looking beautiful. We know she's a friend of Harry's. We've seen them together, laughing together on many occasions. She's played at gigs that he's enjoyed, and here she is today, heading to her friend's nuptials.
Guys, did you speak to what impact do you think it made to the young people of Brixton for Meghan and Harry to go down? Did you speak to those young guys?
I think it was quite important for us for them to come because, again, it just shows that they really care about what we do and what we get up to on a day-to-day basis. As a radio station, we get like 2,000 unsigned artists, and it's just really important for them to... And
what's happened since the visit? What's happened?
It's been crazy.
Has it?
Yeah, it has. It has. I think the day after I went there, people were like, oh my God, you met Harry, you met Meghan, and it was crazy. But on top of that, it was really good because it shone a really big light on Represent and the work that we do outside of radio as well.
I don't know if it's important to you or not, Manya, but I'm interested in what you have to say on this. Is it important to you that the royal family is welcoming into its heart somebody who's biracial? Is that significant?
The way I see it, just from all the time we spent around, young people at Represent, is that for our generation, things like equality, inclusivity, and love in all its forms, for us, that's the norm. That's how it should be. But actually, with the stuff that's happened in the last couple of years, there was a massive question mark over whether, well, is it the norm anymore?
Yeah.
We had Brexit, and then we had certain political decisions in the US. But I feel like this wedding today is a massive thumbs up from the top that says, actually, we're going exactly the way we need to be going. Keep, as you were signed the royal family. That's what it feels
Such
like.
an interesting answer.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Enjoy
much.
your day. Thank you.
Nice to
We
see
are
you.
back with you, I believe.
Yes, we are. And here we are at our guardroom roof with our fantastic view of the lower ward. We've seen lots of the guests arriving. And with me is someone with a very precise eye on these things, royal correspondent for Hello magazine, Emily Nash. Emily, it's lovely to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
It's, we've talked a bit about the fashions, we've talked a bit about what do you make of the event in terms of who's here? Tell us about your reading of that.
I mean, we've just had a little flurry of A-listers. It's a real meeting of royalty and Hollywood royalty today. So we're seeing lots of big names, the Clooneys, the Beckhams. We're going to see a few more, I suspect.
Yeah.
But what I love about this wedding is you've also got other people, sort of more unsung heroes, if you like, friends of the bride and groom who have brilliant stories to tell as well. And among them, people like Dean Stott, who has just smashed this record for the cycling the length of 2 continents.
That's right.
Got back here in time for the wedding.
Looking at the congregation there, and it's pretty packed now, isn't it? It's really getting quite full, and most of the main guests in the nave have arrived. When we see a little later on Meghan arriving, and we see the 10 bridesmaids and page boys, tell us a little bit about the selection in that group and what you make of that.
They have chosen children who are very close to them. So obviously you have Prince George and Princess Charlotte, who are the niece and nephew of the couple. But they also have the children of their closest friends. So we're going to see 3 children of Jessica and Ben Mulroney, who are Meghan's closest friends. We're going to see some of Prince Harry's godchildren as well. And I understand we're going to have a few of the mothers in the mix as well, just to wrangle them into position.
When we look at the service, are you expecting that